Execration's turn to team ban.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Summit 8 SEA qualifiers. We've got Execration going up against Mineski in the third game, and this has been a real series. Mineski pulling out all the stops aggressively in the first game. Execration taking a different approach to win their first game, taking a little bit more to the late game with that Medusa, and you know what? I'm rather impressed. I have not been impressed with Medusas in this patch. I feel like every single time she's picked, she's just run over before she can get 5-6 slotted. If you can get to that late game stage, you're going to do some serious damage. But the amount of pressure from Mineski in the last game just wasn't enough. We'll see what they can do in this game. Mike Lowe's going to be your caster, and here's some pressure right here. We've seen a couple teams grab Undying. I feel like Undying should have been first picked a lot. Weird. It's definitely a regional-based hero. It is a little bit of an all-in type hero, but Mineski have shown themselves to be a little bit more willing to go in for these super powerful mid-game timing plays. The Undying is a powerhouse there. If you expect a tri-lane, it's definitely a hero you want to have on your side. Is it better than other 4 positions? I'm not really sure. Execration, though, going to get Vengeful Spirit and a Slardar. Oh, this combo. This combo is sick. And of course, we already saw the power of Slardar and Vengeful Spirit in games 2 and 1, respectively. But now putting them together, that's a ton of minus armor. That's a ton of stunning power. That lets you do some really focused physical damage drafts. And if you're even a tanky hero like Undying, you might not have much of a chance competing up with that much damage. This is a really focused draft here from Execration, and even with these two heroes, even if it's going to be a support Vengeful Spirit and a support Slardar, already that amplification of physical damage is enough to activate other heroes that ordinarily will struggle in any given game. Let's take Ember Spirit, right? Like, he is usually going to do a lot of magic damage. We see him doing more and more physical-based builds, but with minus armor, like, he just shreds through everyone. There is absolutely no contest there. If you go for, I don't know, something like a Visage, then those familiars will just tear everyone apart even harder. Activating usual low physical damage heroes, or even just making already high physical damage heroes like Clanks even more broken. You have so many options there. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, you do have the option of running Vengeful Spirit as a core. You have the option of, I guess if you're Mushi, running Slardar as a core as well. So this opening, I love from Execration. Mineski's isn't bad either. Puck is going to be joining that Undying and is a pretty good anti-Vengeful Spirit hero, though we didn't really see it in that first game. Being able to phase shift, dodge, magic missile, the easiest thing in the world. A good amount of control if you expect to be run at. You definitely want to have the coil on your side, and coil works really well with the Undying, keeping the enemies in a small little circle, being able to decay them, being able to keep them away from your tombstone. It's all quite nice. But it's definitely an opening with a little bit less focus here from the Mineski side. We'll see where they want to actually send this puck, if it's going to be going in towards mid or if it's going to be going towards the off lane. But Execration, they'll take out some of these, we'll call them cheesy off-lane heroes in the Timbersaw and the Broodmother. And Mineski, they'll take out the Darkseer, fearful of the Slardar Darkseer combo. Again, they did ban out the Darkseer. I think it was them. They banned out the Darkseer in the first game. I'm still not a huge fan of the hero. I think you really need to work really hard to make a Darkseer work. But with a Slardar, it's not that bad, I guess. I mean, you just put the Ion Shell on the Slardar, just run at the enemies, and just never ever stop. Could be worse.
Execration's turn to pick. Dire team pick.
Lich is the pick for Execration. Hold on, guys. I think I have to mess with some stuff. On the background, sorry guys.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Okay. Yeah. God, oh god, everything's breaking. Sorry guys, things are breaking in the background because apparently there was some sort of what is going on? This is not right at all. Well, at least they're not picking heroes, right? At least they're taking their sweet time, because this is not good. Turns out there was some sort of calendar schedule that I should have been keeping to, but no one told me that that existed. I don't see Jack. What's going on? I don't know what the hell's going on. Hopefully we'll be okay here, guys. I don't think we have to move streams or anything like that. But Mineski, they'll grab the Lion after a lot of time considering XctN, get the Lich and Nyx Assassin. So it's looking more and more like we'll have, one of these two earlier picks be a core. Raging Potato was pretty good on that Nyx Assassin as far as his scouting is concerned, as far as that initiation is concerned. Vengeful Spirit, Slardar can go safe and off lane respectively. Obviously, Lich is going to be played as support every single time, but XctN kind of taking the best out of games 1 and 2 and just kind of jamming them together. Mineski will get the Visage on their side along with that Lion, going for a very aggressive kind of draft of their own, or at least a draft that is going to be more so peeking out in the early phases of the game. You don't really want to be handling with a Puck Visage Undying in the late stages. I mean, the Visage is certainly not bad, but the amount of damage you can reduce is only so much compared to the amount of damage you can put out versus a Slardar and a Vengeful Spirit. Undying definitely doesn't want to go in towards the super late game stages. That is not good. So, and like whenever you pick up this hero Undying, you generally are kind of stuck in strats that will be more aggressive towards that mid game. Tower killing damage is not huge here for Mineski. I mean, they have a Visage, I guess. He's not bad, but Lion and Puck and Undying, they're all pretty much just irrelevant. Right-click heroes versus structures, especially now that the Drow Ranger's been banned out. I was just about to say that. Like, if you really want to make this work aggressively, you have to pick up a Drow Ranger. Nothing else is really going to do it. XctN, they kind of deviated away from a ton amount of minus armor, picking up a lot of extra control now, specifically for their lanes with this Lich and Nyx Assassin, but it still seems like they have enough power here to, at least as best they can, counter this Undying and make sure that they don't lose too much in the early game. With this opening for Mineski, they really have to win the lanes, and the lanes are pretty strong for XctN. I'm not entirely sure if that's possible. Sorry guys, still trying to fix up some shit in the background. There, we should probably be okay right now. They'll take out the PA. I mean, if Mineski were able to pick up a Drow here, that would be their best shot at actually taking this. They can still go for kind of a late game angle, have an Undying in a 4-position role, or even an off lane with a Lion and Visage support. That's not impossible. It does feel like Mineski, they can't out-aggro XctN right now. They have to try to out-late game them. Slardar Venge is both respectable late game, but no Medusa. It is going to be that late game angle, the Phantom Lancer, the pickup. So, Phantom Lancer is, going to be fairly durable up against these XctN heroes. The style of initiation, though, between a Nyx Assassin and a Slardar is really nice for a Phantom Lancer. Like, AoE stuns on both these two heroes. Yeah, you can get rid of the Corrosive Haze with the Doppelgang out, and the minus armor from the Vengeful Spirit, you can do that as well, and that's kind of nice, but this Phantom Lancer still is, he's going to have to do some really heavy lifting. His backup is feeling a little bit thin right now. XctN, they have the late game power right now, I feel, despite this Phantom Lancer pickup. It is possible I'm kind of underestimating the Visage. Late game power now in spades with the Tinker. And XctN's draft is looking pretty nuts. They'll have a safe lane Venge, giving the Nyx Assassin some farm now instead of that Slardar. Supporting cast its Lion and Undying with Ice 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 off lane Visage. Thought it was going to be a mid lane Visage with an off lane Puck. I guess it still can be. But yeah, Mineski definitely playing some games here with their lanes. Mushi absolutely needs to get a lot of farm, but at this point, it's like you got to look at how do the Mineski side answer a Tinker. Puck is really good at getting on top of a Tinker and making sure that he doesn't teleport out, stops bouncing everywhere, and that's kind of nice. But his follow-up is going to be really slim. Phantom Lancer running into Martian Machines just cannot do it until much later on in the game. And Blink Dagger Lion can eventually get to a point where he can initiate onto Tinker. But again, those are very, very far off points in the game when he has a Blink Dagger and when Tinker is just bouncing around, pushing all the lanes. And while Tinker is doing that, by the way, Nyx Assassin is also doing very much so the same, looking for kills with Vendetta. I would expect the Slaughter to be doing very similar things. Vengeful Spirit maybe going for a Shadow Blade as well. Maybe overloading on the Invis if she's going to also do that. But you'll have so many threats wandering the map from XctN, and these threats are really hard to answer when you're a Visage, when you're a Puck. Like, you may be able to survive them because those heroes are typically pretty difficult to kill. But it's not going to be an easy game, I feel, for the Mineski side. The Visage Familiars are great and everything, but usually we don't see them right next to the Visage. Usually they're kind of on missions of their own. Still, we'll see if they're able to pull it out. Early game Undying with the Visage power in lane can certainly make a lot of action happen very early on. They'll smoke up, of course, and start moving out. It'll be Raging Potato on the Slardar. Got RR, the off-lane Nyx. Again, these are just assumptions. I'd expect them to go to those lanes. Lumic is on the Lich. Got James on the Tinker, and Gabby's following up as that core Venge on the other end. In the meantime, Mineski will give Mushi the Phantom Lancer. Jabs is on the Lion. Moon playing that Puck with a sick helmet. Ice is on the Visage. I thought they were running into each other. Ninja Boogie is going to be on the Undying. The Pirate Undying, apparently. That is a set that exists. And the lane's looking like it's going to be pretty standard here for Mineski. They will post themselves up very aggressively, looking for the hero rotating down to the bottom lane. Ice does have the Grave Chill, does see RR. His backup, though, is a little bit far. So RR takes a couple shots, but this regen on the Nyx Assassin is so huge. Decay does hit pretty hard. Impale will land onto the Visage. Grave Chill now up. And yeah, well, they'll still right-click him a little bit more, sending RR all the way back to the fountain. But he's probably able to return in a pretty good time. Jabs, in the meantime, in a lot of trouble, wandering into the wrong neighborhood. Magic Missile and a Crush. So much better than just a Grave Chill. We'll get lasered down by James, and we'll grab the Bounty Rune for the team. It is still going to be a 2-2 Bounty Rune split at the end of the day. But Magic Missile Crush, like, that's the threat here. That's the power of these two heroes at the very early stages of the game, and later on, the physical damage amplification is going to kick into high gear as well. Real difficult to deal with that as someone as clunky as a Lion. Even heroes like Phantom Lancer, like, you'll see it coming. Can you answer it? That's a different question entirely. It's going to be a full 3v3 lane on top. With going up against the Undying, this is going to be a little bit of a challenge here for XctN, I feel. I mean, they will be able to kind of bully Mushi back, but Ninja Boogie is going to be an absolute monster in this lane. The EXP swing from the Sacrifice is definitely going to hit hard up against these three heroes, and Lion really doesn't want to be in tri-lanes either, but they really have to just play around this Undying, try to kite him as much as they can, and try to just chain stun the soft heroes in the back. That's going to be up to Raging Potato more than likely. If he's able to crush the Lion and not die, well, he's dead. Too late for that. Then that's how they get victories. But if they're not able to do that, then this Undying is just going to run a train over them in the lane. Let's take a quick look at the other lanes, the more boring lanes. In the meantime, Moon versus James. This is certainly a lane where either of these two heroes can die. Missile is actually leveled up by the Tinker. I'm not entirely sure what the point is up against a Puck, but he's going to go for it anyway. I mean, laser is really hard to dodge, and it's well, damn near impossible to dodge, but missiles are like the easiest thing in the world to phase shift. So I'm not really sure if that's going to get much value here for James, but they do have to be very careful. In the bottom lane, in the meantime, Ice can poke at RR. More likely than not, no one is going to be dying on this bottom lane either. These two heroes are just way too tanky for each other. Gabby is in the trees. Tombstone is going to break away all those trees. They get the chainsaw onto the lion, but the zombies are stacking up, and Gabby will fall. Raging Potato also, swarmed by zombies, is going to die as well. This seems like the riskiest possible lane setup for Execration. If they just give Vengeful Spirit a safe lane, like put this tri-lane up against Ice, try to dodge this Undying and have Lich Slaughter, Lich Nyx Assassin as a dual lane, that could be a much safer way of performing in this early phase. But because they're putting all of their eggs in that offensive tri-lane basket, they're feeding over quite a few kills. They're not limiting the CS of Mushi by that much, and they're activating the Undying. If Undying has a slow early game, he will not have a good game, period. Like, he just has no recovery mechanism. But if he's able to just beat down his enemy lane and just thrash them consistently, then the hero is an absolute menace. Ice is going to get impaled on the bottom lane. The cloak is down and the crush misses. That is not how that was supposed to go. We'll get the cloak charges back and he'll be just fine. Now it's just a dual lane of Venge Lich. I mean, getting the Nyx Assassin extra levels is really, really nice. This hero can get you a couple kills in the mid game with a Vendetta if you give him that early game leveling lead. But it's not the easiest thing to do when your Vengeful Spirit is having such a rough time up towards the top lane. At least she has the Lich still working for her, so the experience gain is going to be still pretty decent here until this happens. Gotta watch out for this Undying poking out from the trees. Mushi's taking tower aggro. We'll get rid of it very quickly. They drop the Tombstone. There is a lion coming out from the side. Undying has no more mana, though. A Decay right now would be absolutely backbreaking. They'll focus onto Lumic instead. Ice Armor does go up with the right clicks. Zombies slowing him by just a touch. It's going to be enough to get the kill. Now focusing down onto Gabby. We're taking quite a big hit as well, but Jabs has enough mana for another spike. We'll get them a double kill. The Vengeful Spirit Ghost, though, actually ends up killing the lion in the end. Second time we get to see the Vengeful Spirit Ghost actually be useful. Mick is going to teleport back in towards Mushi. He does have a doppelgang out. There's a magic missile that I think he's going to have to dodge. Mushi, can't dodge anymore. Is not going to try to play any games with his illusions either. Is just going to get right click down. Stick charges won't really do it here. And he will eventually take a spill. He picked up a soul ring. Not a bad item to have on Phantom Lancer, just as far as battling in the lanes are concerned. But it is going to be pretty costly for his health pool. It does give you a little bit of regen, but the soul ring, as far as a regeneration item, not really going to be a huge pickup nowadays for that purpose. Raging Potato looking at Moon. Pump fakes the crush. Now the missiles, still going to be dodged. Really not a fan of this build from James. If you're going up against any hero but Puck, yeah, go for missiles, try to get those kills, but it's just damn near impossible to actually land heat-seeking missiles on Puck. It's like a cold-blooded hero or something. If you have heat-seeking versus a cold-blooded animal, does that still seek? I don't know, it might. Maybe a little bit. Doppelgang forward. Gabby is going to get the magic missile out, but now here comes a Tombstone. That's going to slow down the Vengeful Spirit enough for them to get the kill very easily. Can they kill off the Tombstone with the Lich? Well, they'll kill off the Tombstone with something eventually, perhaps, but the Tombstone's going to be deployed yet again. Quite a long cooldown on that one, but it's going to be good enough to get yet another kill. This Venge died twice so far, died 3 times actually. Takes a lance immediately on return. Mushi is going to be more than happy spamming that out because of that soul ring. Now the Decay, once again back up. Lumic will actually kill off that Tombstone. Not bad at all, but this top lane scenario is really, really rough. Bottom lane, though, going rather well for RR. Level 6 Nyx Assassin is pretty untouchable versus this Visage. Though Visage does have the birds now up, it's going to give him a lot of extra lane presence. It's still a Nyx Assassin with a good amount of CS under his belt. Is still doing just fine. And James, despite having gone for this nuking build that's so far been not really fruitful, still is working with a handful of kills and is looking for another one. With the Impaled land, they will double crush with the Familiars, stunning up 3 heroes twice. Ice the Grave Chill is on the run, but I don't know how he actually escapes from this one because James still has a full mana pool. With the laser and the missiles, that should just straight get the kill, and it will. Another set of Familiar drops will stall them up a little bit, but definitely not enough. Rotation from the Tinker, keeping him relevant in this early game. Moon does have the double null talismans. Can make those rotations as well. It is working with that coil level. Not really many opportunities to roam about, though. Not going to really be super rewarded by ganking that bottom lane. It's so hard to kill a Nyx with the puck. And going up towards top lane is kind of pointless since top lane's already dying. So puck kind of is just allowed to sit here and just chill and farm. Probably going to go for a Veil as his first item. With the amount of farm that Moon is getting, may consider going for a little bit of a more greedy build. Seen a couple of Midases mixed in with Puck's builds nowadays. Is definitely situational, and I'm not really sure if we're at that situation just yet. They'll find Lumic. Coil is there, and Lumic is now caught. He's going to snap the coil, take a huge chunk of magic damage. Coil does a lot of damage when you break it nowadays. Like, 300 damage is, that's not that much, but it's a lot more than it used to be. Since there's no upfront damage. You don't want to snap that, man. It is a bad idea. The Vengeful Spirit is able to get out of there, rotating down now towards the bottom lane. Looking for a little bit of pressure towards Ice perhaps. RR is in Vendetta. Does have enough mana with the Arcane Boots to get a stun off afterwards, but Raging Potato a little bit slow on the incoming. Familiars drops. There's one. There's two. Damage not quite enough. They'll turn around with a crush onto the Visage, but the Gravekeeper's Cloak is holding strong right now. And now RR has to face up against this Familiar squad. He does have some backup coming in the form of James, the laser and the missiles that won't quite 100-0 the Visage. He'll resummon his Familiars, get 2 additional stuns on both these two heroes. The Impale goes way off to the side. That is nowhere close to landing. And that will mean that Raging Potato is able to escape a little bit longer, doing some right-click damage into jabs. Sword will keep the Lion alive for right now. The burst damage is quite high with the swap in from Gabby. They'll take down the Lion, but now it's the Tinker in trouble. With a double Familiar drops, they'll again drop James low, but unable to get the finishing blow on any of these heroes. No rotations from the Puck nor the Phantom Lancer, and they'll also catch up to the Undying, bring him down in a hurry despite the decay, right? Despite the decay? No? Maybe they can't. They'll have to go in deep. They'll coil up Gabby. They'll crush the Undying finally, as Moon will orb up the Slardar with Familiars overhead. 1 stun, 2 stun, eventually, maybe. Not even needed, actually. Will kill off the Venge as well. Really slow on the reinforcements there from Mineski. Any one hero could have come in and made a huge world of difference in that fight, at least to kill off the Tinker. But not rotating enough heroes in is going to be their downfall. At least for that fight, they do end up getting a couple of kills on the backside of things, but it is going to be fairly costly. And Moon gets paid off by quite a bit at the end of the day, and Mushi is still farming up this top lane, Soul Ring into boots. I'd imagine boot upgrade, still going for Aquila perhaps. This seems like just a fine game to just still go for a Diffusal. On Phantom Lancer, mostly, it's like Diffusal is still an absolute monster of an item. Although it really sucks in this game that Diffusal got changed to not be a Purge anymore. You really do want to purge off ice armor on your target. That's really annoying. Ninja Boogie. Caught between a rock and a hard place, but the Vengeful Spirit's actually on the wrong side. She's to the south. She's able to just walk out of there. Ice. Still just camping out this bottom lane right now. Tinker has the travels working for him. The catch for Mineski, again, is few and far between. Puck spent a lot of his gold on something. We'll see it soon on the Courier. Well, that's gonna be, it is going to be that Veil, in fact. Once he gets a Blink Dagger, answering the Tinker is going to be a lot easier. For right now, though, Mushi is going to get missiled to the face. Not dead just yet. Coil drops into RR. The nuke combo is going to 100-0 him. My god, that was a lot of damage. That's Veil for you. The Nyx Assassin is going to get punished, although the Raging Potato, Slardar, still chasing after Mushi. Not able to catch up to him. Mushi is just going to chuck a lance into the neutrals for reasons. In the meantime, bottom lane, James got caught with the Tombstone destroying his tree cover. He got Familiars overhead that he has to deal with. 1 stun, 2 stun, he's dead. They will trade him for Ice. Familiars will return. Ninja Boogie, though, despite having a Tombstone up, despite having the Familiars in the area, just not enough damage to deal with these 2 additional heroes. Oh, Magic Missile onto the Familiar. A Crush will take out 1. He does have another summon in 100 seconds. That's a big gain there for the XctN side. Now over towards jabs. He's going to get impaled. Mana Burn is not leveled, but Chain Frost is leveled. That'll do it. Not really sure if that guy deserved that. Phantom Lancer going to rush in towards Gabby on the bottom lane. Put up his goon squad, right-clicking down the Vengeful Spirit, still has 10 stick charges here. Mushi throws another lance, not quite enough. These illusions don't actually do any damage. common misconception. You think that illusions do damage. A familiar will survive for a little while longer as Mushi. Now it's fight up against Raging Potato. Really, this Phantom Lancer only has lances in the form of damage. Doesn't have any stat items whatsoever. No Ring of Aquila. Going for Travels first obviously doesn't give him any plus damage. No Yasha, no Diffusal Blade buildup. So his illusions, they are numerous, but they are also, like, irrelevant. They don't do anything except for kind of sow some chaos in the battlefield. Moon will run into Raging Potato, walk right by him, in fact. Raging Potato is just going to walk out of there. He had no idea he blew a smoke. He doesn't need to know.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Jabs is still smoked up. They're hunting for Lumic, but Lumic is going to see the puck. Bottom lane, like, there's reinforcements close enough. You really don't want to pick a fight with a puck in a line at this stage, especially with Finger of Death available now. Very, very close game at this stage. Tower will fall in favor of the Dire. Vengeful Spirit, is she able to get any farm up? She's going to go for a Dragonlance. A little bit more of a, kind of a safer stat-heavy build. Again, opting to go for this instead of the Mask of Madness we saw Mushi go for on his Venge in Game 1. Definitely a responsible choice, I would say. You just want to survive in this game, let the Tinker do the work. Speaking of Mushi, going to be stalked by a pretty pissed off Bug. He's going to try to dig his way through. They're hunting. Oh, they're trying, and they found him. He's going to doppelgang his way out, but into a Lich. Undying is here with the Lion as well. Mushi's on the run and should be able to get out of here. Jabs, perhaps not as lucky. Gets crushed, but that actually won't kill him despite the Chain Frost being committed as well. Gets the Hex off into the Slaughter and actually will survive. No way. Jabs with the wand charges. And, of course, that heal from the Undying, who, by the way, oh my god, is this... What is... Oh, god. Is that Tidehunter or Undying? People are dying over in the mid lane in the meantime. Moon's gonna get silence onto the Tinker. With the right clicks from the Familiars, they'll be able to take down James. Mushi on the way out gets swapped back by Gabby. Right clicks, not enough though with the wave. They'll snipe the Phantom Lancer with the Venge. But now what is she supposed to do? She'll just die. The Ghost will do not enough damage to kill off the puck. Phase Shift, Orb out. Raging Potato though on the hunt. Has to hunt very, very far in to get that kill and is unable to do so. 11 and 15, Mineski are taking these fights all around the map and winning pretty much every single one of them. Getting on top of that Tinker is absolutely essential, especially before he gets that Blink Dagger when he is still very dangerous but very immobile. The puck is doing some pretty heavy lifting now with this Blink Dagger. His burst combo is intense. Speaking of burst combo, Lumic, don't snap that, man. Don't do it. He will go down very easily. Double Familiar drops. Onto the Vengeful Spirit, they will impale the puck. If they have any chain stun here, they'll have the nukes. The puck has some cover here. With the blink out, he will be able to survive. Missiles will still chase him down, but will not actually connect. Now the impale onto the Vengeful Spirit. Familiar drop 1, Familiar drop 2. There's absolutely no follow-up to this, so that's really awkward. Puck not healthy enough to really feel comfortable jumping in. They really need an Undying here. Undying is coming from the north, Phantom Lancer from the south. And they will find Raging Potato with the Lance. 1 Familiar stun, 2 Familiar stuns, and that is a dead Slardar. Right? Yeah, that's a dead Slardar. Another kill, as XctN are being out-aggroed right now. I'm pretty sure that's not what they were expecting with this draft. Mineski are getting Mushi very involved in these engagements. From high ground, James is going to be spotted by Familiars. There's 1 drop, there's 2 drop. Where's the follow-up? They have a Tombstone there, and the Chain Frost will kill off Ninja Boogie, but James is in a pretty precarious position right now. Phantom Lancer is in, and he is in deep, along with the puck. Will take down 2, and looking at a 3rd in Gabby, surrounded by illusions and Familiars, everything in the kitchen sink. They'll take down the Venge. Crush coming in a little bit too late, gets impaled by the Lion, though there's no more gas in the tank to go for a tier 2 tower dive right now. They will still dust up the Nyx Assassin, has spiked Carapace. Lance will be dodged by Mushi. He's gonna get crushed, but the orb comes right back in from Puck, and the coil will snap onto Raging Potato, isolating RR as well. Looks like the Slaughter will be able to slip out of there, but Mineski turning up the aggro dial to 100, doing some serious work around the map, and that was the laziest Boots of Travel I've ever seen in my life. Come on, Mushi. I mean, I'm not sure if that's what we call efficiency, but hey, he ends up getting the tower with the team, so we'll say it worked out. Mushi does have his Diffusal Blade in the works. Very close to having that completed. His Puck as well, going to go for that Yule Scepter. Always a handy item for Puck. If you're able to dispel things, silences, corrosive hazes, it gets a little bit better. Of course, it's mostly for the just self-survivability with the maxed out phase shift at this point. Killing off Puck is already a hassle and a half. It's going to be even more difficult moving forward. This Visage, not as much explosive damage as we have seen in previous patches, but is still just refusing to go down in these engagements. They will coil RR in the mid lane. Has Spike Carapace, so he can snap it, return some decent damage to the Puck. But here comes the Phantom Lancer. Never mind, Phantom Lancer's illusion is going to be killed off. Soul Rip and a jump forward from Moon will get the kill, absorb the Chain Frost as well, and completely nullify it. Mushi's here. He got here really quickly after having his travels canceled. That was actually pretty impressive. I don't really know where he came from, but he wasn't that far away. Puck again getting his hands bloody, as Moon has been playing out of his mind in this particular game. Every single time there's a fight, it seems like he has a coil. And that's just testament to good play. You don't really want to be sitting on a coil. You want to be using it whenever you can, dropping it every single time it's available. And it seems like, for the most part, that has exactly been what he's been doing. He's had backup, at least enough adequate backup as well. In the meantime, Jabs got a little bit of time to farm this top lane. Was in a little bit of trouble earlier, but hey, now he has his Blink Dagger for 18 minutes. That is pretty darn good for a Lion. So Blink Hex now online. Of course, Blink Spike there as well. RR on the hunt, but for a hasted Puck, who's going to jump in and try to cheese out Raging Potato. He gets him! And Lich can do nothing but stand there stupefied. He's like, oh my god, I had a friend there, didn't I? Moon is on fire right now. Mushi might be in a little bit of trouble as RR is going to stumble upon a Phantom Lancer. Who will Vendetta the right one, Impale the right one, as well as Mana Drain the right one, but that's about all he has. Moon is going to lift up the Nyx Assassin. Spike Carapace, not going to do him any favors. James with the missiles will be phase shift dodged by the Puck. I don't think he saw those missiles. Still worked out pretty well to dodge. As long as it works, man. Not going to ask too many questions here. Buys a gem for the team. This Puck is really doing it all. And oh no, Tinker got baited by some familiars. That Soul Assumption did, I think, actually no damage. But the Puck is now here. He's the heavy with the blink and with the Finger of Death. The Tinker with the Blink Dagger is safe, yes, but not invulnerable versus those familiars who can just wait in the trees. Ugh, this Flesh Golem is absolutely revolting. Whoever made this cosmetic, absolutely top-notch job. It looks like Tidehunter a little bit, but my god, is this a good cosmetic for the Undying. Full marks. Bottom lane tower now in trouble. Familiars should be level 2, and they are. Top lane, Raging Potato, gonna fight with Mushi, or perhaps the other way around. He'll sprint out, Guardian Sprint is maxed out, and you don't want to chase a Slaughter on a river. That's a... yeah, probably not ever gonna happen. Familiars will take down the tower, and Mineski not done just yet. They're just constantly rearming and looking for more. This Puck, surrounded by goons on all sides, just gonna phase shift out of there. Or I guess jaunt out of there with the phase shifts beforehand. Very, very impressed by Moon's play in this particular game. Dire are going to scan. It goes red. They're going to blink in, find a half-health Vengeful Spirit. Well, that's a little bit of a freebie right there for Mineski. Of course, they smoked up for that, so it's not like they didn't work at all. They did spend that smoke, but hey, Venge is down. The lane equilibrium, despite being up against the Tinker, is working pretty well for Mineski because of how many snipes they've been able to get. And now they'll look to set up for Roshan. Mushi does have the ability to create these illusions to tank for him. Again, they don't really do a ton of damage versus Roche, but with minus armor and Diffusal Blade, it's actually not that bad. They're becoming more and more of a threat. They have so many things to tank right now. Roshan is probably going to do, like, actually no damage in this. Although the backup is coming in. Here comes Lumik. He's only going to get hit with a one-man coil. Decay is going to land onto the Lich, and Chain Frost is now off the table. Raging Potato also struggling to get in. Will stun up the Puck once, but the missiles will not latch. Ninja Boogie still surviving with the Decay, with the Soul Rip, looking for their snipe on the Slaughter. They'll get him. Swap back will kill off the Undying. In the meantime, Roshan is still being cleared out. by Mushi, and it looks like he'll get the Aegis. Hex onto the Nyx Assassin right now. The phase shift was used to dodge the Impale. Again, Moon with the plays. Our armor will get put into the blender and will fall, only costing themselves a support Undying. They walk away with the Aegis. Moon, despite going in really deep into the Tinker, has to fight up against the Nyx. Is really, really healthy at the end of things. This Puck, my god. So sick. And as the Undying, you kind of do want to sacrifice yourself so that your allies can make use of that space that you get. Vengeful Spirit, Shadow Blade, Dragon Lance, not doing a terrible amount of damage, but it does seem like the amount of damage she needs to do is nowhere near where it needs to be. Or the amount of damage she does is nowhere near where she needs to be. Mushi at this point with the Yasha and the Diffusal Blade, putting up a swarm of goons and surrounding a Vengeful Spirit. At that point, Venge is really a hopeless hero. She has an AoE spell in the Wave of Terror. Oh, 120 magical damage. Oh no. I guess you can use it to identify the real Phantom Lancer, but that's kind of thin. Moon is gonna randomly silence the Slardar. Oh, that is so unfortunate. I mean, yeah, there are deaths where it's like, guys, I got ticked off. Or it's like, guys, I played poorly. But that is just unlucky, man. He was going for the Blink Crush, and the Puck just so happened to cast Silence before that Crush could be cast. Feels bad, man. Feels really, really bad, man. In the meantime, the rest of Execration wandering around their own jungle. Kind of just group farming, looking for an opportunity. Mushi is that opportunity, but this hero has an Aegis. I don't even know if they can kill him. They'll hit him with the Shadow Blade bonus damage. That'll do about nothing. Impale will be held right now. This jump in from the Puck is going to silence with the Hex onto the Nyx Assassin. They'll focus him down first. My Carapace will buy him a little more time. Chain Frost bounces through, mostly between illusions, though. The Vengeful Spirit's dropping low. Will ditch one more Magic Missile before she goes down, but she will, in fact, fall. Lumic also off on the sideline is none too healthy. With Moon on the chase, I don't expect this Lich to survive for much longer. Mushi's illusion will take him out. That'll be a 2-for-1. That Lion, man. Lion with the quick initiation, or I guess quick counter initiation. And of course that Puck still performing like an absolute all-star. Just buying space so that Ice doesn't have to fight people. Visage is a pacifist. If you read his lore, you'd know that he hates fighting. That's actually not true. I mean, it might be true. I don't think I've read Visage's lore. He's some sort of bird guy. That's about all I know. And you want to know how I know that? It's a goddamn mystery, I know. But he has been able to avoid a lot of these engagements, just split pushing, being very annoying. You know, usual ice stuff. Familiars, pretty consistent with their damage output now, are level 3. 60 damage a pop with a lot of attack speed. Does he have any armor swing? He does have that Solar Crest fully built up, and he will have the Aghanim Scepter soon enough. Talents also being built up. Just trying to gun for that level 25 and get that extra familiar. At least I imagine that's what he's going to be going for. Both of these level 25 talents are pretty insane. Like, one is obviously more offensive than the other. Jump in, crush. Gonna find the Undying. Ninja Boogie will eventually be brought down. It's not really a huge pick off there for Execration, but at this point, beggars can't be choosers. Raging Potato is gonna crush, and oh, Karma for the Puck. Randomly blinks into a crush. Unfortunately, there's no kill there, so I mean, it's not full karma, I guess. Gabby's still just trying to scrape together whatever items he can find. Oh, the phase shift, dodge, silence onto the Nyx Assassin. There is a coil to be deployed. Eul Scepter, phase shift, it's all there, but the Chain Stun is good enough. Oh, not with the 3-man Ravage from Jabs. Oh my god, that combo breaker is gonna hex up the Lion. And in the back line, that is a lot of Chain Frost bounces that do a whole lot of nothing. Mushi is now going to chase after this poor Slaughter in the shrine. Doesn't even matter. Off in the backside, Lion will be picked off by Gabby. He'll teleport out there and he'll be just fine. But it will be Slaughter and Nyx to fall in exchange for the Lion. Yet another great trade for Mineski. And yet again, Puck performing some serious magic tricks to get himself out of there. Of course, that was all Lion, man. Lion died for the cause. Press F to remember the Lion. Nut spike for sure. getting that puck out of there. Otherwise, the chain stun probably would have been enough to kill him off. He had phase shift, but obviously you can't cast phase shift while you're stunned. Ice Armor going to hold this tower for a little while, but definitely not long enough versus this damage now of Mushi. Manta Style fully completed, and with, of course, that Diffusal Blade, he is going to do a lot of damage. Speaking of a lot of damage, Gabby is going to get lifted up. Familiars are coming in with the coil there as well. Missiles are going to once again miss. He'll snap the coil, and with the crush, maybe try for a little while longer, swaps himself out, but that's still not going to save him. In fact, will probably kill off Raging Potato, and it will. I mean, it looked like it may have worked out, maybe. It's pretty ambitious there for the Vengeful Spirit to go for that play. Moon pushing forward now. Tinker TP is going to be canceled. Familiars are just going to be camping, waiting for Tinker to teleport into those trees. If he ever does, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Moon will quickly phase shift dodge the Impale. Did have a gem, so we did see it being cast out of Vendetta. The illusions are going to absorb these missiles. March of the Machines is not in range, nor can he really safely get in range up against this puck. Chain Frost once again will bounce. Will be dragged away by Ninja Boogie. Will bounce back to a couple heroes, but Ice is eating this Chain Frost for breakfast with that Pipe Insight aura. Of course, you got illusions absorbing it as well. That Chain Frost did pretty much nothing. They'll take down the tower pretty much scot-free, back off to the shrines, take them down as well, and Mineski seems like they just can't be stopped. Tinker holding the high ground is incredibly potent. No one else on the team, though, really is able to perform up to par needed to hold high ground up against this onslaught of Mineski.
Radiant's bottom shrine has fallen. Faster I fly.
Aghanim Scepter still being built up by this Visage. Moon pushing that level 25 mark very quickly, has a Lincoln Sphere. He's going to get crushed and impaled. Is there any save here? It looks like an impale. Oh, not quite going to do it. Moon will lose his Godlike Spree. It was bound to happen sooner or later. Jabs gets swapped back, and he is in a lot of trouble as well. He'll die to the something. Crush, right click from Gabby. 70 seconds from the sideline for the puck. Unfortunately, getting initiated upon with a crush means that you don't have that Lincoln Sphere to protect yourself from the first stun so that you can phase shift or Yule yourself. So, pretty much ideal scenario there for Execration. 45 seconds is quite a long downtime here for the puck. I don't think Mineski can really make much happen in this time without their puck. Mushi is pushing the top lane. He is going to be very close to that heart. Is going to travel to the Familiars in the back. Going for the ambush play. They're going to jump in, though, and annihilate the Undying. Mushi will throw in a couple lances, get on top of James. Chain Frost is going to be deployed to clean out these illusions. That's pretty much it. Pops up Manta Style and is just hiding from Raging Potato, who just walked around him. He just didn't react at all. Mushi is going to get crushed, though, with the Magic Missile Chain Stun. Mushi is going to fall by himself in the middle of nowhere. Swap back down to Ice. We'll get the kill onto Lumic with familiar stuns. That'll cover his retreat somewhat. Gabby pushing forward. Not quite enough, though. He has to teleport out with the rest of his BKB. Very curious plays there from Mushi. If you have a heart or like a BKB, you can probably get away with that. But once you get stunned once against this team of Execration, you know you're going to get stunned like 2 or 3 times.
A soldier's fortune.
So a little bit of a careless positioning play. I love that play though from Mushi initially, like teleporting into the Familiars to get behind him. That's pretty slick. It doesn't work out in the way he really wants to, but you know what? It's the thought that counts. Aghanim Scepter now up. Looks like Ice. Unfortunately, doesn't have that recast. You know, I think when you pick up an Aghanim Scepter with Visage, you should just get another Familiar. You shouldn't have to cast it again. I wonder if the talent gives him another Familiar, if he has to cast it for a 4th Familiar. I actually don't know. It should, if Ice Frog was kind, just give you an extra Familiar. Just resummon one right on top of you. That would be the considerate thing to do, but I'm not sure if it acts like that. Moon pushing forward. Has level 3 coil. No Ags just yet. There is one BKB. I think that's it. Another BKB en route for the Slardar. Doesn't really need that Ags coil effect just yet. Gonna go for travels first. Obviously, we just saw what Phantom Lancer can do with those travels. Getting Puck up and about mobility-wise is certainly very nice as well. Familiar damage slowly will grind out this shrine. Mushi just needs a little bit extra cash. Hey, there it is. To get that heart. 3,200 HP. A couple of extra illusions capable now from Mushi. And these are going to be really, really bulky illusions. With the mana burn there as well, these things are really difficult to deal with. It's really unfortunate for the Phantom Lancer that he can't upgrade the Diffusal Blade. Would really want as much agility out of that kind of locked-in item slot as possible. But you know what? I'm pretty sure he's not going to be too upset about it. He has the heart now. The illusions will refuse to die. And they'll just camp out Roche. They should see it respawn. Bottom lane being pushed in the meantime. Not going all that quickly, and even if it was even faster, I mean, maybe they get 2 of these towers. There's no way they're going to be able to contest Roshan, though. Mineski are more than happy giving away their bottom lane in order to gain an Aegis and a cheese. Mushi with the heart takes actually no damage. Roshan is like chain stunned forever thanks to 3 familiars. Mushi could probably consider killing it off. There you go. Here comes the rotation down to the bottom lane. Yule Scepter onto the Slaughter, Orb through with the Spike, and Figure of Death. That's a dead Slaughter. Gem on the deck. Gabby's gonna hunt forward for Gaz. Magic Missile is there with the right clicks and the BKB covering him. He'll try to teleport out of there. The damage shouldn't be enough, and he will escape. Bottom lane tier 2 was cleaned out. 2 for nil tower trade, or 2 for Roche tower trade, let's say. 1 for 1 kill trade afterwards. BKB on the Vengeful Spirit. So far, it seems like it's been used almost exclusively defensively to get herself out of sticky situations. Aegis Cheese, Phantom Lancer, packing both of them. I mean, damn, with already this heart, I'm not really sure if he needs Aegis or Cheese. But going for both, sure, why not? I mean, probably better than anyone else. Visage staying alive in these fights isn't really, like, of super importance. If he dies, it's not a terribly huge deal. His familiar is a little bit more susceptible if he does go down, but for sure, the heavy is Mushi in this game. And just looking at his net worth, looking at his position in the team. Turns out Phantom Lancer is the carry. RR lifted up. He had Spike Carapace on, so he won't have it now. And he's going to snap the coil, which will do a large chunk of damage. Mushi will come in and clean up the next assassin. A minute down. Does have buyback. But up against this Aegis Cheese push, I think it's probably possible for Mineski to push on 2 fronts here. Up against Tinker, it's really hard to get up onto that high ground. Tinker is, well, not pushing bottom lane, is starting to set up those marches. There is one pipe here on the Visage, but going in for multiple lanes, that's how you answer the Tinker. The Blaze are going to refract in. They will throw out the Chain Frost. Ninja Boogie, unfortunately, is going to eat 2 blasts of that. Already dropped to a pretty low amount of HP. They eat the entirety of the Frost. And the Tinker just getting a little bit extra mana. They will snipe out the Undying. No, the Pipe Barrier comes up, saving him. And now Gabby BKB is up, but again, he just has to run with it. Can't turn around and engage. It's just not possible. They do, in the end, snipe Ninja Boogie with, I guess, missiles. But that's the Undying only. The range racks will fall. Not a huge loss here for Mineski. They will decide to retreat. Defend their bottom lane from this push of creep waves. They still have the Aegis. They would like to push it as much as possible, but going into the full crew, including that Nyx Assassin, is definitely a large ask. So they'll sit back and look for an additional pickoff until they're really comfortable going in again. Tinker in the meantime, Aghanim Scepter doing some pretty good work for him. Still seems like he's the only one who's really truly effective here. Vengeful Spirit has pretty much every single time, again, used BKB defensively, but also has used the BKB as far as offensively is concerned. It's only going towards the Lion. And Lion, yeah, really is not too happy about that, but at this point with Force Staff going into the Ghost Scepter, should be able to survive the Vengeful Spirit long enough just to stall out so that his allies can just do some damage to the enemies other than Vengeful Spirit, or wait for the BKB on Vengeful Spirit to time out, in which case you could turn around for the Hex and Spike and Figure of Death, and probably won't kill off the Vengeful Spirit with that as a Lion, but at least ditch your entire payload before you go down. What level is Visage? Level 23. Do you have any 25 talents just yet? Almost on the Puck. I think it's probably going to be Puck first. Yeah, it should easily be Puck first. Is pretty darn farmed. Going for Dream Coil Rapid Fire? Please, one time? Ice, he's just waiting for the Tinker. Tinker, though, is not going to jump into those trees. Familiars are going to give them quite a bit of that tree vision. Mushi going to send in a couple of illusions up against this melee Rax. That won't do all that much. Familiar's now going to be committed as well. Barrier is going to be put up on the pipe. Puck is going to jump into the back line, catches the Tinker, but gets crushed for his troubles. Chain stun looking pretty good so far. Swapping in the Vengeful Spirit. Puck not dead just yet, is going to phase shift. And that probably means the Puck is able to escape. The Familiars all get cleaned up. Moon actually taking a lot of damage. No phase shift available, will go down as the help was killing off the Rax in the meantime. Ninja Boogie, his Tombstone is still alive, but he is not. As Mushi is running very low on mana, they jump in, spike onto the Slardar with Finger Death there as well. Mushi gets blinded. He's still doing just enough damage though. And that will be lasered, only doing so much. They will fall back after having lost the Puck. It's a pretty big loss there for Mineski. But taking down the full set of Rax, for sure worth it in the end. Maybe Ice, making a pretty good leap towards level 25. Again, both these level 25 talents are pretty insane. Aegis, once again, is going to be timed out. Butterfly, though, on the Phantom Lancer. Dude's got damage for days. And cheese, of course, in his back pocket. Not really sure if you can burst him down as RR. That's definitely not going to happen. With Tinker there, there's a chance. Once he picks up Sheepstick, there's a pretty good chance, but still quite a ways away till he has that. Ags up on Visage into an AC coming up next. Has had Hand of Midas for the entire game, it seems. So it's a lot of extra value. I mean, 5k extra cash on Ice is not a bad amount of gold. True Sight check. There's been a couple of gems passed back and forth. Looks like the Puck's still holding on to his. You gotta make sure you have eyes up for that Nyx Assassin. On the other end, Slaughter working with that gem as well. RR. Ooh, gotta be careful though. Wanders under a sentry. Moon not able to come in quite fast enough to get that coil off. I really want to see if he gets the Familiar and if it forces him to recast it, because I'm pretty sure it forces him to recast it, which is, it seems like a dick move from Ice Frog. Nyx Assassin does have the Lurker mode up. Aghanim Scepter, a big pickup when you're in this full high ground defense mode. We saw in the first game, Mineski had a lot of trouble breaking up the high ground. After having taken down one set of Rax, they took a very long time to take down the rest of them. Very different style of defense, though, this game for Execration. Whereas last time they were able to just burst down Mushi every single time. Since Mushi is a Phantom Lancer... okay, wait, hold up. Slaughter, you don't want to be there. Wow, he just got catapulted up that high ground. Mushi is going to jump down, and they're going to Finger of Death the Slaughter. Once again, another gem will be given over towards Mineski from that Slaughter. Looks like I'm dying to grab hold of that one. But this game, Phantom Lancer is not really burstable compared to a Vengeful Spirit because he has a heart. He'll be able to slowly chip out, just sending wave after wave of goons into the tower. It's going to be really, really slow. Like, that's not a fast way of pushing, but it is much safer than in game 1. Laser blind, he'll man to dodge it off. He is going to get chain stun a couple times. Gabby BKB is up. Mushi, though, going to chow down on the cheese. In the back end, Puck is hunting for the Tinker. Can't quite catch up to him there. Moon will phase shift. Has Yules into another phase shift. You know, pretty balanced Puck stuff. Oh, God, I missed it. Looks like he was forced to resummon with the additional Familiar. Double Tombstone is there. Ninja Boogie is going to sacrifice himself with the Tombstone on death. They impale the Nyx Assassin. Zombies are starting to stack up on RR. He's slowed to a crawl. No damage going in towards him until the Finger of Death comes in. That's enough damage for sure. The illusions are all up. Nyx Assassin Ghost can chase them. Mushi will do very little. Because over in the mid lane, Ice with the Familiar Goon Squad is going to go in for the second set of Rax at the exact same time. Coil now onto the Tinker. They do phase shift dodge the Crush and blink out of there with Moon, just trying to buy some space for his allies. Look at all the Familiar stuns, and now Mushi's going to return. Swap out from Gabby is going to put him into a weird spot. Raging Potato also, none too healthy, is going to get a nice little Crush off. Trying to focus down onto the Puck, but the phase shift is there. Lasers constantly bouncing through, and Mushi will struggle up against that mischance, but already the damage has been done on 2 sets of Rax. Laser bouncing through once again will destroy these familiars, but Ice 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 is undeterred with the Assault Cuirass bonus damage, with Mushi returning to the fight thanks to that heart regen. They'll take down what looks like to be the full set of Megas. Gabby is hunting once again for the Lion. Poor guy, but he's actually going to go down to the heat-seeking missiles. Despite that, Ghost Scepter, they'll snipe the puck as well. James Laser should be overheating by now, but it doesn't work like that. But it's going to be up against full Megas. And Mineski are going to have the overwhelming advantage, 18k. Roshan is going to be respawning in just 20 seconds. Mushi has to back off to a shrine or something like that, get some extra mana for himself. But has a little bit of extra crit going on for himself with the talent. Puck did go for the 420 gold per minute because, again, Rapid Fire Dream Coil is kind of terrible. Feels bad, man. Never Rapid Fire Dream Coil. It's definitely the cooler talent.
Regeneration.
And we have Lion picking up a Kaya. You can see he's swapping the Kaya out of his backpack. He's like, how much mana am I actually saving with this? 9 mana drain. Oh, baby. It's more so about that spell amp than the mana reduction. I mean, Finger of Death is really expensive. But as Lion, like, if you just ditch all your spells, you're kind of okay dying at that point. You don't really need to stick around and just have a lot of mana to constantly cycle your spells. It's just not realistic. Level 25 on the Visage. Obviously, they pick up the one familiar. Tombstone on Death. I'm not really sure if it did it much there. Tinker's not level 25. The Vengeful Spirit picks up the magic missile damage, as there is no magic immunity on Mineski. And that'll be really good at hunting down jabs. That's really good. Poor Lion. He'll just get nuked to hell by that. But in the meantime, we have ourselves a third Roche, I believe. Refresher Shard on the floor. Who wants it? Oh, there's going to be 3 tombstones. Yes. That is going to be sick. I don't know if it's good. It's probably not good. But it's going to be sick as hell. Please don't give it to anyone, Ninja Boogie. Please keep it for yourself. Tombstone, Tombstone, and then Suicide. Oh, there's more tombstones because he has an Aegis. When he dies with Aegis, he'll get another tombstone. So if he dies... Tombstone, Tombstone. Yo, there'll be so many tombstones. Zombie Apocalypse, Ninja Boogie is just going in. All the familiars, though, do get blown up. Ninja Boogie will drop down one. They'll coil a couple into the background. Crush is going to give Lumik a little bit of space. With Glimmer Cape, he'll snap the coil and die. The snap coil goes onto the Vengeful Spirit as well. The tombstones are coming everywhere, and they'll take down the Vengeful Spirit, diving the fountain. Mushi's had enough of this game. No more funny business. Only 2 tombstones. I am so disappointed that the Undying didn't suicide a little bit faster. But Mineski are going to push themselves in towards the grand finals, which will be happening tomorrow. Whew. This was some series, guys. XctN and Mineski putting up a really, really heavy fight here. But guys, this is going to be the end of just the first set. Yes, that is correct. There is another one coming up. We are late for, so I'm gonna just go to that right now. I'm Mike Loris. I'm gonna be still here for the next set. It's gonna be TNC versus Fnatic. That one should be just as good, if not better than this game. You can follow me on Twitter, whatever. Guys, I'll see you in the next match.